Okay, all right, guys, what's going on? Today is Thursday, and we're gonna have our stream. And first of all, what we're gonna discuss today, and I know you guys love this new format that we're offering to discuss the fresh news because a lot of things going on every week. Something happens, and that definitely affects your cases and your future. So we are discussing this kind of thing, and of course we'll be talking about other relevant news and information. And also, if you have questions, and I like when you have questions, you know me, I prefer you guys ask me questions. Because otherwise, like I feel like I'm a dictator on the radio and blah, 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 blah. I like more interaction. I like the interaction. Okay, so let's see where you want to start. Okay. So the main thing that I want to discuss with you guys, and I know you like. Everybody, when something happens, regardless if it's important or not, but if it's loud and people talk and you're like, oh my God, you just start running and putting place on fire and pulling your hair. But you gotta analyze first, guys. We need to look in the root what's happening with those news. So let's discuss the main thing that happened past week. And that is the change in how the U.S. government approaches the issuance of non-immigrant visas, which is tourist visas, the O1 talent visa, E2, L1, J1, N1, whatever is not EB, employment based. Okay. That's it, right? That's non-immigrant. That's not non-relevant. Okay, so the non-immigrant visas, guys, and they said, okay, since day one of today of this order, we're gonna have non-immigrant visas adjudicated only in the countries of the citizenship. Okay. And also they said, okay, but some countries don't have the embassy, the U.S. embassy. So then you have to go to another place, a designated place, and there is a list of those designations, and you can find it online. We have the links. If you want those links, we can provide it to you. For example. Let's say like Cuba, right? There is no embassy in Cuba, so you gotta go to Georgetown, to the islands, right? If you're from Belarus, it's Vilnius and Warsaw, and Vilnius is what? It's Lithuania, right? If you're from Iran, you go to Dubai, and so on. Venezuela goes to Colombia, Bogota. So you need to find your corresponding country and the city. Okay, so that's the news, and everybody's like, oh my God, now things are changing, it's crazy. Guys, just take it easy, because really nothing changed. Okay, nothing really changed. It's been like that all the time. Yes, sometimes we could request to change the embassy, and usually that would happen for those countries where there is no US embassy. For example, Russia, right? Or Belarus, or Iran, or similar, right? So now they designated other countries for that. So there is no need. It's a good news, because not only nothing changed, but there is an improvement for those without embassy. Okay, let's see. Armal deal. When are you going back to Putterland? When I saw this question the first time, I was a little bit upset. But no, it's not. I'm not gonna make me upset because not sure the purpose of that person asking me this question. Trying to offend, curiosity. What's the point of this? I don't get it. Okay, so if you want to clarify what you're trying to get, because I don't like, and I guess it's a Putin land, like Putler. I'm not sure what's the question is about. You guys know my position on Russian government. I don't like Russian government. So not sure what's the question is about. I'm not going there anytime soon. Let's see what Gabriela has to say. Stanislav, how Trump's immigration policies impact your day-to-day work, your cases. Is USCIS getting stricter when reviewing visa petitions? Does it affect somehow the timelines for the filing the case? Yes, this is a really good question, guys, because it's been like there was no much change for legal immigration. There's only a lot of talking, and you guys know Trump and his administration. There's a lot of talking, there's a lot of noise, and while this noise is going on, things going low profile behind it, right? And there's nothing. They talked about golden Trump card from day one. They've been talking about H-1B reform for a long time. They've been talking about the priority dates and visa limits. They've been trying to pass the new, but none of this happened. None of this happened, guys. There's only talking. So those things that actually happen, like real things that actually happen, they kind of have positive, positive taste, positive flavor. Like same with these embassies. Like you guys see that as negative. How is it negative? You just go to your country to get the visa, and if there's no embassy in your country, you go to another country. It's great, because before that you had to go and search, send emails, wait, and these that don't want to take, they don't want to. Now it's clear what you should do. I think it's amazing. Right? It's good news. But realistically, in the field, with especially EB1As and EB2NWs, guys, things are not looking bright. Okay? They're not looking bright. And why? Because of the backlogs for EB2 and EB3, and because of with the coming backlogs with EB1A. You guys know my prediction that EB1A is going to be backlogged very soon. Very, very soon. Okay? And also I said unless one of the two things will happen. Number one, if they increase the limit of how many visas they give in each particular category of employment-based visas. Instead of 40,000 for EB1 category, they're going to give 80,000, like increase it twice as much, right? Okay, that's going to resolve the problem for the next 5-7 years, probably, maybe 10 years. The second one is, and that's what I said, guys, I have the receipts for what I'm saying, right? So the second reason, if they gonna increase internally the threshold of approval, right? So basically approving less cases. And that's what we're seeing right now, okay? Still does not affect my clients because for each action we have counter action. And of course, we're very dynamic and we're changing things around, right? If they don't want to accept Globi, we're not going to file it, okay? If they don't like the dividends for the company as a significantly higher income, all right, we're going to turn it into a salary and file it as a salary. Like we always use our flexibility and maneuver to still get those things going. Okay, so I hope you guys, if you work with other attorneys, I hope your attorneys also show the same type of flexibility, because if you don't, they're gonna slam you. They're gonna slam you very hard, and unless you change your things, unless you upgrade, things not going to be looking very good. But realistically, yes, there is this always the learning curve for everyone, and we're starting to get a lot of RFEs and noids. And guys, think of it. Most RFEs and noids on overall merit, on subjective criterion. I need to make video on this. I need to make video on this on YouTube, the overall merit, because you'll be like, okay, we'll be talking about criteria and like judging and contribution in the industry and press and academic articles. So now what they do, they say, hey, we accepted all 6 criteria that you filed, but overall merits, like looking at your case subjectively, you're not top of the field. That's what they say. Okay? So now we are using other tactics to fight that. Not gonna tell it out loud because I know other attorneys always watching us and they need to find out the ways. We already using the new approach, how to tackle that, and that shows the result. Okay? So yes, there's a harder things happening, but it's not only because of Trump, Gabriela. I'm still answering your question, by the way. It's not because of Trump. It's because of the way the system works, the internal ways. Because the amount and number of visas have not changed for many, many years. But population grows. People learn more about visas. They file more cases, and proportionally, yes, the average approval rate right now, guys, 42% for EB1A. Think about it, 42%. So 4 out of the 10 cases in the industry, not in my case, in the industry, getting approved, meaning 6 cases getting denied. We still, one of those, I don't know if there's any other ones, but we definitely those who still getting a 9 out of the 10. Okay, 9 out of 10. So with us, you get twice as much chance to get approved because of our processes, resources, and flexibility. Okay, let's see what else. Kristen, will this impact ROW, just India and China? Row will it impact? What's row? India, China. Let me Google it. Row. What's row? I'm not sure. Not sure, Kristen. Let me know. Let me know what you mean by that. I can find it right away. Gabriela says haters gonna hate. Yes, guys. And by the way, if you're doing your work and you have no haters, you're doing something wrong. Okay? And especially if you're the best in the field, like we are, of course, we're gonna get haters. It's natural. It's normal, and it's even good. I think it's good because there is no bad PR, like Churchill would say, right? There's no bad PR. Any PR is good. So yes. Okay, Kristen's like rest of the world in regards to the backlog you were talking about. Okay. Oh my God. Kristen, you're probably like who you're not even millennium. You are Gen Z or like let's abbreviate all the words that we have. Okay, rest of the world. Kristen, it's gonna affect everyone, right? Because traditionally China and India and Philippines and Mexico, also in those countries, they just file a lot of petitions, right? And because of the 7% limit on the country on annual issuance of the visa, so let's do the math, guys. Let's do a little bit of math. So 40,000 green cards for EB1 category. Right? So EB1A, EB1B, EB1C. 7% of that, let's calculate. What is it? So it's like 3 what is it? Like three and a half thousand, right? Approximately 3,500, 7%, maybe a little bit less, like 3,200 green cards for India, 3,200 for China, 3,200 for Mexico, Philippines, and all the countries in the world. So if Indians got approval for 10,000 cases, only 3,200 of those getting the green cards this year, but the rest, the roll for the next year, and obviously in this example, we need the next and one more, okay? And then if in the next year it's another 10,000, they re-roll for 3 more years ahead, and so on, right? So not only there's a limit on the number of visas in category, but there's a limit for the country. So that's why India, China so backlogged, because there's so many approvals for them. And the rest of the world is still good. But guys and Christian, you'll see. Unless they continue this aggressive approach to adjudicating EB1s, which they're doing right now, we're going to get backlogged really, really soon. I'm saying up to 2.5 years, but realistically it may happen next month. And never stop, unless there's a change. Okay, so let's see what else. Give me the questions, guys. I have things to cover, but I want to see your questions. Okay, so let's talk about. I think we mentioned that in the past stream, but let's repeat that. We talked about non-immigrant visas, but also, guys, the immigrant visas got also the news about going to the country of your citizenship, and again you're like, oh my God, this Trump guys, they just said the same thing that the way it's been working before. It's always been like this. You go to your country to get immigrant visa unless there is a residency in another country, or unless there is a humanitarian reason, like war, right? Or there is no embassy in this country. The only thing that changed, because it's always been like this, the only thing that changed is that instead of going from embassy to embassy to embassy accepting your immigrant case, that's what my department of communication with embassy has been doing all these years. A lot of work contacting all those embassies and trying to understand what's going on and get the case accepted. Now we need to go through the NVC, National Visa Center. And again, guys, this is so convenient. My God. This is so convenient. It's gonna save so much resources for us, for you, for everybody else, because now there's one point of contact instead of dozens. Okay, so this is good news. I know the way other attorneys, and because they want to attract your attention, like, hey, my God, look what's happening. You're like, oh, what's happening? And you watch. We're not like this. Okay, we may flash the news, but we're gonna explain what it actually means. Guys, this is good news. I'm telling you right now, this is good news. They optimizing the processes for you and for us. Okay, so of course it requires the planning for you, for employers, for the family, for attorneys and everybody else involved. But at the end of the day, this is a better, smoother process of getting you the visa in your passport. Okay, this is definitely good news. Okay, let's see what else. Got a few approvals this week. Got an approval for E2 for our Spanish client here in the US. We got 2 EB1As approved, one for Jiu-Jitsu coach from, I believe, Kazakhstan, and the dance coach he's from Russia, but he's been spending a lot of time in Argentina, and I think he's more like flamingo coach, the flamingo dance. Unusual, like sport and almost art / sport approvals, really nice. Got one approval for O1 from UK in the business owner, the startup. And I don't know if you guys watched the interview with Chike, O1 visa for a software developer from Nigeria. Really nice case, really good case. If you guys didn't see it streaming live, watch it when we're gonna publish it, so you could see what it takes to get the O1 visa. And it doesn't take a lot. Spoiler alert, it doesn't take a lot. Okay. So also, guys, don't forget to your journey to come to the US starts with free evaluation of your case. Okay, free evaluation of your case is very, very important. That's what you get your chances, your priority visas, your criteria and potential of your case for free from a licensed attorney, me. All you need to do is fill out the questionnaire. I'm gonna send you the link in the chat. Click on that link, fill out the questionnaire, wait for up to 2 days, probably next day I'm gonna come back to you and I will send the analysis of your case. Okay, analysis of your case, absolutely free, with no strings attached. If you see the word potential, not everybody will see it. You need to start working on the next step, complex immigration planning. Okay, that's where I create the written strategy of your case. Okay, I'm gonna drop the link presently. Kristen, how can the O1 be done as a business owner? Do you still need a board of directors, US co-founder for the job offer? Kristen, I'm doing those cases almost on a regular basis. When you're the owner of your own business in the US and you do not have to have the US co-founder. Okay? You don't have to have that. If you have it, if you have someone, sure. No problem. But it's not a requirement. And I don't really see that. If you're the entrepreneur, if you're a business owner, you don't want no partners in your business unless you have to, or you bring the investment through them. So yes, you need advisory board or the board of directors if it's a corporation, but they don't have to be US citizens. They could be from your country. They could be from anywhere in the world. Because again, there is no requirement in the law to get that those things going, right? To have the U.S. people being on the board. It could be anybody else. Okay. And yes, Kristen, 90% of my cases for O1 through your own company, just for you to understand, right? Because it's really hard to, being outside of the US, to find an employer and then not only find the employer, but explain that they need to sign a petition and all this craziness, they'll be like, oh my God. And it means nothing. There's no legal consequence for signing the O1 petition, but people just don't want to deal with that. But when you're here in the US, it's much easier. Okay, guys, the link for the free evaluation is in the chat. So go through that process. Very important if you didn't get it before. I kind of covered everything I wanted to talk to you. So I'll see you next Thursday. Come prepared. Come with your questions, and we're going to discuss the news, the recent cases, and what's going on with the immigration field. My name is Stanislav Shamayev. I'm a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.